Hello, what's up out there in football land? It's me once again, Sonia Anderson, with another special edition, they're all special, of all things football from a lady's perspective. Today is Wednesday, March 13th, 2019, and we have a very active session today. So let's get started. First and foremost, let's get started with the huge news of the Cleveland Browns. Please be on guard. They are definitely coming. Now, last season, they racked up with a few vets by exchanging some of their trades, and it wasn't just quite enough what they wanted to, go all the way. But this year, they've got the ultimate package, and they just keep racking on up. And right now, they have Kareem Hicks, who was discharged from the Kansas City Chiefs after a small domestic violence incident that he was released earlier in the year. Well, Dallas didn't get him like Jerry Jones normally does with his little work release camp down there in Dallas, but Cleveland did, and he is signed a very lucrative deal. And on top of that, they have gone and snatched up Odell Beckham Jr. from the New York Giants. When I tell you this roster is stacked, beware. Cleveland Browns fans, you've waited for it long enough. This is going to be your season. Everyone, stay tuned and just know you were warned. Now, Antonio Brown, speaking with the Browns theme, not the team, but the last name Brown, is now an Oakland Raider, soon to be Las Vegas Raider when they take over in the next year or two in Las Vegas when the team relocates. But he has finally severed ties with Pittsburgh after a very long time. And he is in that black and silver on the West Coast. Another famous Steeler who was holding out all of last year, who never showed up, never dressed out, Le'Veon Bell, is now a New York Jet. Who would have ever thought? Wearing that green up on that NFC East. So good luck to both of them. It was truly a shock. Now, speaking of shocks, today, Mark Ingram of the New Orleans Saints was traded to where? Baltimore Ravens. He's going up to AFC East as well. That is a huge shock because Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram were a definite dynamic duo in New Orleans, and now we're going to just have to see how it all folds out. Now, speaking of New Orleans real quick, Teddy Bridgewater, you all know he's one of their backup quarterbacks. It has been rumored today that Sean Payton may be interested in going to Dallas in 2020, and now Bridgewater is saying that he too may be looking elsewhere. Now that lets you know that Jerry Jones is going to be doing some changes in Dallas. Speaking of Dallas, Jason Witten came out of retirement, out of being a commentator, to come back to his beloved Cowboys. Now, on another flip side, Cole Beasley from the Cowboys, no longer there. So it's a lot of shakeups. The Carolina Panthers, I told you all in a previous episode, Thomas Davis, Julius Peppers, will add to that list Devin Funchess, who is now an Indianapolis Colts. And speaking of, Thomas Davis is now an LA Charger. He has gone bi-coastal from the east coast of North Carolina to the west side of LA. So a lot of players are going on out there that way. Tampa Bay re-signed their kicker Cairo to 1 year, but they did release Deshaun Jackson. So a lot of big shakeups. Flowers from the New England Patriots is no longer with that organization. To tune into all of these switches, because there's so many that I am not going to remember every single one of them, you definitely need to go on Facebook and Google, search our page on Google, all things football from a lady's perspective, and ladies is LADY''S, where we keep the news current, much more current than how fast I can get on here and do my YouTube blog. But you can definitely look that up and see just all the trades that are going down. Now, big news for Carolina. Ryan Khalil has been replaced with Matt Parody from the Denver Broncos, who they faced in Super Bowl 50. He is now wearing that blue and white and silver and black of the Carolina Panthers. Woo! The news keeps on going. The news keeps on going. And I feel as if, even though I'm telling you all of this, that I'm still missing something. because there's just always something going on. Oh yeah, Earl Thomas is a Baltimore Raven as of today as well. So he and Mark Ingram wearing that purple up there in the AFC North. Now, like I was telling you all earlier about the Browns, they are definitely going to be a very competitive team. Speaking of, the Chicago Bears have released their kicker, and they're in the process of signing some rookie. But they released him, so he's out there looking for a job. Speaking of kickers, Atlanta Falcons, who have remained mum for the most part, have released their kicker, Matt Bryant, right after Super Bowl. And they have not replaced him as of yet. Now, Bryant will be turning 44 in May. And he's out there looking for a job as well. Now, there's a lot of salary cap, which is the reason why a lot of these changes are going on, so that teams can afford to get some newer talent on their rosters. The Carolina Panthers have one of the highest cap spaces, meaning that we have the most money to use at $15.5 million or something like that. So that's a good standing for us. Now, Atlanta, I'm speaking on the NFC South division right now. We're going to be looking to see if Devontae Freeman is going to come back, number one. What are you all doing with Calvin Ridley? Is he still being shaped and molded? And is Julio going to be able to play? Who is Julio? Is he going to be able to play or not? Is he going to be playable? Is he going to be on the IR, the PUP, what? So, we're looking at that. I've already told you all about the Saints. Their shakeups down there. Tampa Bay, they're kind of in and out or whatever, but they're doing what they got to do. And, you know, I've told you all about some other very major shakeups, and I have not delved into this Alliance League yet because I just have not had the time, but it's coming. Just hang in there with me. It's definitely coming. But let me know what you all think about these trades that are going on and will continue to go on. Are you happy about, you know, people that are coming to your teams? I'm sure Cleveland fans are going bananas right now. They're happy. And what about these teams that these veteran players are leaving? What's New York going to do now? Are they going to get any worse? Like, you know, when they only won 2 games the entire season? It doesn't get any worse than that. What's Carolina going to do with all of their veteran talent leaving and them looking for a younger and more fresh roster? By the way, Taylor Heineke of the Carolina Panthers, the number 2 to Cam's number 1, was signed for a 1-year contract with the Panthers. Congratulations to Taylor. We saw an impressive 2018 season with him, and I'm pretty sure that 2019 is going to be amazing. And he probably will get a lot of time, especially because Cam is recovering from this 3rd shoulder surgery that he has had. And it'll be interesting to see how Taylor, you know, fills that void while Cam is recovering either the entire season or a majority of the season. Now, Greg Olsen, who was also battling that foot injury, has been offered a couple of sports announcing jobs, but he says he's going nowhere, and we'll just have to look and see how healthy he is when the season starts again. Now, I haven't spoken much about the Rams. I haven't spoken much about, Indianapolis Colts. I haven't spoken much about pretty much any of the 30 other teams. Jacksonville, Tennessee Titans. You know, speak up. Make comments in the feed down here so I can see, you know, just what you guys think of this show. If you think I should talk about more of your team or, you know, something you want me to mention, just go ahead and do that. And also, if you have questions or comments or you just want to shout out, you can send an email to Carolina Pantherettes, that's PANTHERETTES.com. And I will definitely personally answer that email myself. Alright, that's going to be it for this edition of All Things Football from Ladies Perspective. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. Spring has sprung. It's daylight savings time. It's warm here in Atlanta. We're going to have a few more cool days, but that extra hour means there's extra time to go out and look for some football. And speaking of warm weather, Robert Kraft has an indictment that they're saying there's cameras where there's a guy that looks very similar to him about a massage parlor in Florida. So we're going to be definitely looking into that. This is all hearsay. I don't give facts on stuff like that because I don't want to get involved. But that's what the people are saying. That's what the blogs are saying. So we will see what the league does as far as him and this recent scandal. Now, he was met back after he was bonded out by, quote unquote, his son, the GOAT, Tom Brady. And as a matter of fact, Giselle was carrying her own bags because Tom was doing a bro hug with Mr. Kraft. So we'll be looking out to see how all of this turns out. I will see you guys in a few days or a couple of weeks. And until then, Auburn football. Have a good one.